These are the 5 things that every professional FIFA player does that they don't want you to know about. So today, we're gonna expose 5 secrets from pro players that are guaranteed to take you from Division 10 all the way to the Elite Division. And the final tip is so good that you might just go 20-0 in FUT Champs. And if you try all 5 of these and you don't improve by at least 2 divisions, I'll pour an entire can of baked beans all over Matt. That's how confident I am. So for the first secret, we have the hidden playstyles. So when you're designing your team, the most important thing to remember are the playstyles. And the very best player in the world said it best. For your center backs, you have to use players with the Aerial Plus. Aerial Plus will make sure that they win every single header. And this is the reason why Inform DVD is better than Team of the Year Virgil van Dijk. But moving on to our outside backs. There are some really good ones, but there is one playstyle you need to stay away from. This one playstyle is Whip Ball Plus, and it is the worst playstyle in the entire game. You want to use players that have insane passing, really good crossing, stay away from the Whip Ball Plus, but the one playstyle you need to use is the Ping Pass Plus. This is essential on your outside backs. But moving to your center mids, this one is the most important playstyle in the entire game, Long Ball Plus. The current meta is sending your outside backs on a run and playing a long ball with your center mid. So cards like Kevin De Bruyne, Flashback Bruno Fernandes, Toni Kroos, Joshua Kimmich, these are the best players to use right now. So make sure at least one of your center mids has the Long Ball Plus. But now when we move up to our forwards, these are the ones that will score goals. If you watch pros play, they always have one striker who's tall and can win headers, and that's because they have the Aerial Plus. They use cards like Haaland. That way they're dangerous on crosses, they win every single header, and the best options for this are going to be Haaland, Drogba, even Sorloth, and that's because they're 6'4" and have Aerial Plus with 99 jumping. And moving on to our other forwards, the last playstyle that every pro is using is the Quick Step Plus. You want fast players that are able to accelerate into space, and that's the Quick Step Plus. And that leads us directly into the second secret that pros do not want you to know about, and that's acceleration skill moves. If you want to quickly go from Division 5 to Division 3, acceleration skill moves will get you there, and here's how. Whenever pros get the ball, you see them spamming step overs. And the reason is because this is the fastest way to get to maximum speed. Even if a defender is right next to you, once you do a skill move, you're gone. You blow past him. But there are 2 more skill moves pro players are using that you probably don't know about. And the second one is a 5-star skill move, and that's the Reverse Elastico. And let me tell you, this one is dangerous. And the main difference between the Elastico and the step over is when to use it. And you should use the Reverse Elastico when you're in the box about to score. When you receive a pass and you want to quickly turn and shoot, do a Reverse Elastico and quickly press B, and you can't be stopped. This is a change of direction skill move, whereas the step over, it's just a straight line that'll get you to maximum speed. But this final skill move is kind of the opposite. It is not an acceleration skill move, it's the ball roll. And before you roll your eyes at me, this is important. After all, Matt is getting covered in beans if I can't help you here. But the reason you use a ball roll is to set you up for everything. If you're 40 yards out and you do a ball roll, you'll be able to do a Trivela or a finesse shot perfectly in the top corner. And the way this works is because after you do a ball roll, you are perfectly balanced. If you're sprinting and then take a shot, you'll be off balance, you'll be wobbling, and it'll probably be a bad shot. But a ball roll will guarantee your player stops, he's fully balanced, and it's going to be a perfect shot. And those are the only 3 skill moves you actually need to go 20-0 and make it to the Elite Division. But we're moving on to the third secret tip, the hardest part of FIFA, defending. But for this secret, there are only 2 things you need to know. And the first one, this is going to sound crazy, but don't defend. While you're defending, do not press B or circle or slide tackle or do anything. Keep your hands off the buttons. The real best way to defend is jockeying. Hey Tom, what's jockeying? That's a great question. By the way, you're looking handsome today. Ah, thanks man. To jockey, you're gonna hold down both triggers at the same time, L2 and R2. When you do this, your player's gonna get sideways, he's gonna be agile, he's gonna defend quickly. And this will allow you to move and just stay in front of the defender. Your only goal for defending is just to stay in front of them. Don't try and tackle the ball, don't try to win the ball, just stay in front of them. As long as you can stay near them and don't let them get the shot off, your computer's gonna jump and win the ball for you automatically. Let the computer work, don't press any buttons. And the second tip for defending is something I have never seen anybody talk about. And the only reason we know about this is because pros have told us directly this is what they do in game. And this hidden secret is to not use your center backs. Unless you have to, don't control them. Do not move them out of position, don't even use them. Switch to your outside back, switch to your center mid, switch to anybody, just do not move your center backs out of position. The second you switch to your center backs and move them out of position, there's a gap and you will get scored on. So just try to defend with your outside backs and you will be in the clear. So that is it for defending this year. But now we're moving on to the fourth tip that pros do not want you to know about, and that's custom tactics and formations. I'm gonna go through these really quickly because Matt did an entire video on this, and I'm gonna put the link in our description below. But the best formation you want to use this year is the 4-3-2-1. What you want is your back line to stay as default and your outside backs to overlap. You want the two center mids on the left to stay central, and the center mid in the middle is your defensive center mid. You want him to stay back while attacking. And now the part that's interesting is the right center mid is actually going to cover the wing. And the reason you do this is because your left wing, your forward, is actually going to come back on defense. And now when you do this, you'll actually defend in a 4-4-2 formation, the best defensive formation. Now when you go up top, I like all my forwards to stay central and get in behind. But if you want the complete and absolute breakdown, check out Matt's video about it, or else he's getting covered in beans, I swear. And now we're moving on to the final secret tip, and this is a big one. And I'm gonna call it the speed of the game. And there are 3 parts to this. And if you can master all 3 elements of speed, you are going to go 20-0. So number 1, first and foremost, stop sprinting. Let go of the right trigger. The only time you should ever be fully sprinting is if you're out on the wing, there are no defenders, and you can't possibly lose the ball. If you're in the middle of the pitch and you want to sprint, stop sprinting, drop R1, and hold R2. This is called a controlled sprint. This will let you run at 75% of your maximum speed, but the ball is completely under control. When you're sprinting, you take big touches, you lose the ball, you're out of control, but a controlled sprint, it is much closer to you. So next time you're at the top of the box and you want to go quickly, hold R1, controlled sprint, and you will glitch past your defenders. Now the second tip to play faster, you need to do driven passes every time. A driven pass is when you hold down RB or R1 to make a pass and it goes insanely fast. The pass is faster, it's more direct, it takes less time to get there, and it means your defenders can't keep up with it. So every time you try to make a pass, hold down RB or R1 while you make the pass, and trust me, you will play so much faster. And the final tip that determines whether or not Matt gets covered in beans is to hold down LT or L2 whenever you receive a pass. When you receive a pass, if you're holding the sprint button, if you're trying to move your player, if you do anything, you're going to take a big touch and you're going to lose the ball. Instead, you need to hold down L2 or LT whenever you receive a pass. Don't try and run, don't try and turn. Whenever you receive a pass, even on a cross, even on a long ball, hold down L2 and I promise you'll control it. But those are the 5 secrets that pros do not want you to know about. So click here to check out Matt's videos for all his custom tactics, and click here to see the settings that every single pro uses in game. But thank you guys for watching, and peace.